Future classroom scenarios have been very effective in helping teachers to innovate, to experiment in what they do in the classroom. This was shown in the ITEC project, and that's really the main purpose of a future classroom scenario, to give inspiration to teachers to try something new and try something different. If you look at a future classroom scenario, you'll probably recognise things that you perhaps already do. But there'll be other things, other activities perhaps that you're not familiar with, other approaches which you might look at and consider to be quite difficult, quite challenging. And you may ask questions about whether it's suitable for your curriculum, your classroom, your learners. You might ask other questions about whether you have the time or the resources to carry out one of these future classroom scenarios. And those are good questions. Those are the questions we need to ask, and in a way that's part of the role of the future classroom scenario, to start thinking about what can be achieved and what the challenges are. Now, in the ITEC project, we developed a process working with teachers to take these future classroom scenarios and use them to develop learning activities. Now, learning activities and the design and development of learning activities is very similar to lesson planning or learning design, but there's some important differences. One is that the learning activities don't fit any particular learning objective or curriculum. They're meant to be independent of those things. So a good learning activity is something that can be used in a classroom to teach different subjects, from science to history to maths to art. They provide descriptions of innovative, engaging activities that any teacher could perhaps give a try. So what we're going to talk about in this module is how we actually go about taking future classroom scenarios and use them to design these learning activities. I think the best way to talk about learning activities is to introduce a couple of learning activities, show you them, and let's talk about how teachers have actually used them in their classrooms.